Certain kinds of language knowledge and awareness are necessary for a language teacher to perform better in an ELT classroom. For example, he should know the linguistic factors of the second language he aims to teach, in this case English language. He should be able to understand the system and function of English language, and he should also be able to know the difference between the first language of the students and the second language, obviously in this case English language. And then he should be able to demonstrate that difference and make his students understand how could they cope up with that difference. And then he should be able to know how to speak and understand that second language. That's the primary condition, otherwise he won't be able to teach his students. And he should also have the technical knowledge which is necessary to understand and explain the system of that language, for example phonemes, morphemes, words, sentences, and then at a discourse level, discourse structures. So he should have, in simple terms, a fair idea of the second language and its functions and various systems which are helpful in understanding that language thoroughly. Then he should be somehow clear about the learning process. That is, how does learning takes place, how does student receive or assimilate certain knowledge. How can a person ensure a success in learning a second language? He should be able to answer these questions. Adding to this, he should be able to know what cognitive processes are involved in learning something, especially a second or foreign language. And he should be able to know and explain to his students that what kind of strategies are available to the students to learn a second language, and which strategy for his students in the classroom may be more optimal, which strategy could be more beneficial or easier to follow for his students. Age and acquisition, this is an important question related to learning a language, and there have been multiple theories. We know the critical hypothesis theory as well, where we know people, especially children at a certain age, they learn language quicker than other ages. So he should be able to discriminate that between children and adult learners and know what elements of language they could learn faster individually. Usually, we know a common perception is that children are good at learning a second language as compared to the adult learners. Instructional variables are also important, and a teacher should be able to understand them, that how different methodologies, textbook materials, teaching materials, and then methodological approaches and teaching styles may be helpful in teaching a foreign language. He should have a fair knowledge of all these things. And he should also be able to know how much time is necessary to be spent in a classroom or on a certain lesson to learn it properly. So this is very important from a teacher's perspective. Context is always important in all kinds of learning. So is the case with English language learning. So in relation to context, a teacher should realize that in which context his learners are learning a language. Is it the second language context or the target language context, where students have a proper exposure to the language within and outside the classroom as well? Or is it a foreign language setting where students have exposure to the language only within the artificial settings like classrooms? And he should be able to realize how certain socio-political factors or identity issues are helpful or detrimental to the learning of a second language. And the last and the most important point is, what is the purpose of learning or the motivation of learning? Are students motivated to learn the language for some future career purpose, or are they genuinely motivated to learn that language because of their interest in foreign languages, or for their intrinsic reasons, their emotional reasons, or maybe in order to pass certain language requirement in order to get admission or go abroad for higher education in a foreign university. So teacher should be to a certain extent clear about all these factors in order to make his teaching effective in ELT classrooms.